welcome back to another episode of Glamour and Glory, where I practice my makeup. You'll see this look here. So I practice my makeup and I tell you a Bible story at the same time, or maybe a couple. I tell you a few chapters in the Bible at the same time. So this way we can learn about the Bible, get closer to God, and practice a little bit of self-care in it, because self-care is very important. I didn't start doing my makeup until I was 30, which I'm 30 right now. So you do the math. But I really have been enjoying this. I've been going through a lot, and this is just a really nice outlet and something to escape to that's really positive. So I really like that. And if you are here for it and you're here for the community, go ahead, press the like and the subscribe button, and we'll get into this story. And I cannot wait to see you in the next one. This look did stress me out, so it might stress you out watching it. Luckily, it's fast forward because it stressed me out. It took me way too long to do. Yeah, I changed my eyelashes 3 times. It was a bunch. You're gonna see my faces. But that's the thing about makeup. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But like, that's why they tell you keep going, because everything is fixable. That's what my cousin told me. Everything is fixable, correctable. You can fix it. If you gotta wipe it off and restart, you can. But it's fixable. It's just painting a canvas. And sometimes you just gotta start a new canvas. But I didn't have to do that today. I was able to kind of save it. It's not my favorite. It's not exactly what I wanted it to look like. But now that I see how it came out, I know what I did wrong, and I cannot wait. I really want more orange in there. So I really can't wait to try this again some other time. I got a blue in there, a periwinkle blue that I'm just I love all the colors. If you can't tell, my personality is so colorful. So I've been waiting 30 years to wear, well, not 30 years, we'll say 20. I was probably younger than 10. But I've been waiting to wear makeup and to like really just like get into it. And when my cousin came down here, she gave me that 2-hour class, and I just have been obsessed. You know, it does take a lot of time, and I'm ready to put the time in. But it helps me put the time in when I can pair it with Jesus, right? So I love being able to find ways to just put God into my life and just put him first. Like, can't do my makeup without a story. You know what I mean? Like, can't do nothing without God. And I'm really trying to put my life in that focus to where I cannot do nothing without God. Now, I'm gonna go on. I hold y'all way too long. But you had a couple videos since you had a long intro, so we should know each other by now a little bit. I'm gonna give you guys little bits and pieces here and there. But let's get into the story. Oh my God, y'all, my face is hilarious here. I was saying I hope that it works. So I was just showing off a bunch of product that I just got, and someone did tell me in my last video about Fit Me foundation, and I did buy it before they said that. So I am trying that in this one for the first time, and then this color palette and stuff. So I didn't realize that it was so out of focus in camera that you weren't going to be seeing everything. So that was kind of, yeah, my fault. So I just showing you real quick, and let's get into the story. Sorry. All right, so now we're in Genesis 20, and we're just kind of going to skim past it because we already talked about this in a different video. So Genesis 20 talks about what Abraham and Sarah did to the Pharaoh, how they told the Pharaoh that Sarah was Abraham's sister, and the Pharaoh took Sarah to be his wife, and then you know, he finds out that that Abraham had lied, and they tell Abraham to leave. So this is a detailed conversation on what happens there. I really wanted to add it to that other video, but I couldn't like find it. I wasn't sure they were talking about the same people, because now they gave the pharaoh a name. I just kind of got confused, and I didn't want to skip around and be like, this is also this part, you know? So I just yeah, skipped it, and we're just skipping over it now. So anyways, we're on to Genesis 21, and we're back to Sarah and Hagar in the cat fight, okay? So Sarah actually does become pregnant at the age of 90 and gives birth to Abraham's son, Isaac, just as God promised. And Sarah remembered when she had laughed at God's promise, thinking it was impossible. And here she was, a mom in her old age. So she said, oh, God has brought me laughter, like laughter of happiness. And everyone who hears of this miracle will laugh at it too, you know, laugh at this blessing. Not like haha laugh, but like rejoice, a good type of laugh. Because before she was laughing in like disbelief, like mockery, and now she's just like overjoyed and she's laughing from joy. Okay, so when Isaac was just 8 days old, he was circumcised to keep that covenant between God and Abraham, that Isaac will be a man of many nations, or, you know, he was keeping that promise basically. And it's just manifesting that way through the circumcision now. So Sarah's just out there, you know, she's living her best mom life, doing all the mom things. She's nursing, changing diapers, teaching the baby all his milestones, you know. And then when Isaac is old enough to be weaned, from like breastfeeding, obviously. So when he's old enough to be weaned, Abraham throws Isaac this huge party. It's a big feast. And it's like, yay, you know, like you're a big boy now. No more mommy's tatas. And I breastfed my baby for 2 years. So, you know, we should have thrown a big old party for that. But they're at this party. Everybody's having a good time. And then Sarah notices that Hagar's son, Ishmael, is kind of like teasing hers on his special day, you know, like just mocking him on his special day. So Sarah rages, right? And she goes into mama bear mode. And so she's like, oh, I got something for you. I've been waiting to get rid of you and your mama for a long time now. Because remember, Sarah couldn't get pregnant when she thought she was supposed to. So she gave her slave Hagar to her husband to marry and have a child with. And as soon as Hagar got pregnant, she started acting like she was that chick and she was number one. So Sarah had to put her in her place and remind her, hey, Hagar, you are still a slave. And so after this, Sarah goes straight to Abraham and tells him, they have to go. They got to go. I don't care where they go, but they got to go. They're not a part of this family, and I don't want that little brat thinking he's getting a thing for being your son. Everything will go to Isaac. And so Abraham is like all torn up about this, obviously, because he loves Ishmael. That's his son. And, you know, obviously, I think he's, of course, still has feelings for Hagar. They've been married, you know, and I'm sure they were still probably doing the do because they are married, you know, or did he just say, well, I have my son, I'm never going to touch her again? I don't know, you know, it doesn't say. But either way, in the end, Sarah always gets what she wants. And so God told Abraham to listen to Sarah because his promise is through Isaac anyway. He assures Abraham that he will bless Ishmael too, but he can go. He frankly wasn't supposed to be here anyway, you know what I mean? God never told them to do that. That was their decision. That was Sarah and Abraham's decision to do that. And I feel like God was like, oh, okay, so you want your slave to get married and have a baby by your husband? Yeah, no, you're not gonna like that. It's gonna be a total disaster. I can't wait for you to ask me what I think. You should ask me. I can't wait. Oh, you ain't gonna ask me? You that sure you just gonna tell him the plan? Okay, he gonna ask me. He for sure gonna ask me. He's a good man of God. He is gonna ask me what I think. Oh, he ain't gonna ask me either. It's definitely not how I would have done it. It's not how I plan on doing it, but you know, the more the merrier.
So anyways, so now Abraham has to break the news to Hagar and his son that they gotta leave and will no longer be in his family, like be a part of his family. And so first thing the next morning, Abraham packs up some food and a skin of water, which I'm assuming is like a canister, like a canteen, for Hagar and Ishmael to share. He gives it to Hagar, and then he sends them both on their way. Now, if I were Hagar, I'd be pissed. Like, wow, I've been your wife all these years. I gave you your first son. We have a 15 to 17-year-old child together. Like, because remember, he was 13 when he first was circumcised, and Sarah's pregnancy, that's like 9 months, might as well be a year, so 14. And then the weaning period, the nursing period, 2 to 3 years. So by the time this party, he's somewhere between 15 and 17 years old, right? And maybe that's what did it. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. Like, you almost grown anyway, and you over here mocking my baby. You can get to getting. You think everything is so funny? Go out there and fend for yourself. You ain't getting a dime from your daddy, let me tell you. Sarah was cold. Sarah was so cold. She was so cold. But I do feel bad for Hagar, like, I was a slave. You forced me to marry your husband, have a baby by him, then you treat me like crap. Well, she started it, then you treat me, maybe they started it. Maybe she never wanted to marry him, but you're a slave. So unfortunately, but, so like now you treat me like crap, and now you're kicking me out with some food and some water for me and him to share. Like, I honestly think the food and the water was for Ishmael, and she was just supposed to fend for herself. Like, this is for him, you could die, like, type of thing, because he's 15 to 17 years old. They both can carry food and water, and it would last a lot longer. Why did he only give food and water to Hagar? Like, look, this is my child support for the rest of your life because you gonna die soon, type of thing. Dang, it's so cold. It's so cold. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, let me get back to the story. But we just have to imagine how Ishmael must feel, like, poor kid born into this mess to fill a void. And then you are cast out into the void, literally replaced by your baby brother. Like, and you have no say, no reason why, other than your mother was an Egyptian woman who was supposed to be a surrogate for your father because his actual wife couldn't have a baby, like, man, you must, I could only imagine, like, the self-worth, the lack of, I should say, he must be feeling, or both of them must be feeling on their journey. Well, eventually Hagar and Ishmael, they run out of water, and they simply just cannot go on. So Hagar takes her son to like a nearby bush, and has him lay under it. I'm sure for shade, he's like dehydrated, just to like slow the process down. And so she went about 50 yards away or so, like far enough to not see him under the bush, and so that he couldn't hear her crying and she couldn't hear him crying. And so she just laid her son under that bush to die, really. And she couldn't watch that, of course. So a defeated Hagar, she just breaks down and is just sobbing. And at this point, God has already heard Ishmael crying too. So God sends an angel, and he's like telling Hagar, like, don't worry, go get your son, pick your head up, go hold his hand, tell him to come on. I will make him a man of many nations. Like, I will make him he will survive this. And so she kind of picks her head up, like he makes her like open her eyes, and she sees a nearby well with water. And so she rushes over, fills up her canteen, takes it, so that he can drink. And from there on out, they live in the desert. And he becomes like an archer, and he even gets married to a woman from Egypt that his mom had chosen, which I feel like is fitting because she's from Egypt, and she's just like, yeah, we're just gonna we're just going to go back to Egypt and do that. But that is the end of Genesis 21. And then, no, you know what? I'm gonna add this too, because I don't want to add this onto the nether story. I was going to leave this out. I don't know why it's in the Bible, but it's in the Bible, so it must be of significance. So this is, it's just like a meeting between that Pharaoh, Abimelech, the one that Abraham and Sarah had lied to, saying that was his sister. They have a meeting, and they're basically just discussing property and land. And Abraham tells Abimelech that his men took one of his wells, and Abimelech's like, what? Like, no one said anything except you right now. Like, I didn't know we took one of your wells. So right then and there, they kind of made a peace offering, and Abraham gave Abimelech 7 lambs for the well, and he named the place Beersheba. Now, like I said, I'm not sure why that was in there, but that was in there, and I didn't want to jump into Genesis 22 without saying that, you know what I mean, like without putting that part there. So okay, but that's it for today. I really hope you guys enjoyed that. I know the intro was long, but you get all of me, okay? So and I can't wait to hit you guys with the next one. I'm already preparing that. So yeah, I'm very excited. I have to get these out. I'm running out of space on everything from doing these videos, and I love it. So much content coming, and I just can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button, and we will, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.